Okay, so let's move ahead. So now we're going to talk about once this bootloader loads the devices, loads the OS and device drivers. So what happens after that? One is in step 7. So once the OS is ready, and the core part of OS is called kernel. Kernel is a part of OS. So sometimes people are using kernel as an OS as a kernel. Both are the same, but kernel is the core part of an OS, which includes scheduling, process management, and all those things. Right? It's a core part of operating system. So once this is ready, what does it do as a first part? Once kernel is ready, so it switches the system to user space. So now in any system, we have two spaces. One is user space where the user can interact and can manage whatever they want to manage. And another one is a kernel space. So kernel space user cannot enter. It has to enter through specific commands only. Okay. So only user space where you are interacting, and you have lots of privileges required if you want to really go into the kernel space. So what does it do to enter into the user space? So kernel first starts a process. The name of the process is system D. System D is the first process which is started after boot up in user space. So you can say that it is a first user space process. System D is the first user space process in the booting process. So in an interview, someone is going to ask you, what is the first user space process which started once you boot up the device? So you will simply say system D is a user space process. And the next question he may ask, what is system D? System D, D stands for daemon. So it's a daemon process. What do you mean by daemon process? Daemon process is a background process which runs continuously. It's a first user process, it's a daemon process, it's a background process, right? And what does it do? So system D manages the processes and services. Okay. So the remaining processes, whatever has to be executed at user space, are being managed by system D. Similarly, the services, various services which are required in the user space in a particular system are managed by system D. Okay. So after that, what does it do? So as I said, in post and BIOS cases, it tries to find out whatever hardwares are available, but it is not really checking all the hardware. It is checking the necessary hardware available at that step 3 and step 2. But in step 7, once you are into user space, then other hardwares are also there, right? So it tries to initializes other hardware as well and mounts the file system, right? So this system D, what does it do? It manages processes and services and probes all remaining hardware and mounts file system and then runs the desktop environment.